name Camel even come about?
I'm obviously too young to remember, but my parents sort of said that as a young fella trying to say my name, Caleb Mills, I would say Camels. So it just became a family thing where everyone just called me Camels because I gave myself my own nickname.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know you're not allowed to do that though, right?
No, I've had a lot of people say, give me shit about that for giving myself my own nickname, but...
And then that's it, it's just stuck ever since?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, right. So, obviously, there's a lot of racing history in the family on its own.
Yeah. My old man and then his old man and my other pop, mum's dad, Wayne, my two pops raced together back in the day, and then it just sort of went through the line, and here I am, racing midgets.
So, didn't really have a choice with it?
Not really. I mean, we sort of knew from a young age, me and my brother, which path we were going to go down, and I think my parents were fine with that. They didn't want two of us racing together, so yeah, I enjoyed it, and I plan to do it for a long time.
So what did you start out racing?
I first sat my butt in a quarter midget. I think I was 8 or 10 maybe, and done a few laps, and decided that that's what I wanted to do. And we got both my pops, or Wayne and Zoe's pop, the flyer, Ian Lewis, to build a car for me, and ran a season. I think 2014 was like my first full year down at Bacchus Marsh, and Zoe was there running as well. She was a young fella, and done that, and yeah, didn't do a whole lot after that until probably 2016, 17, done a whole lot of racing, and I don't reckon I've ever done 20 quarter midget races, to be honest. It just was pretty quiet back then, and then I eventually set my butt in a midget.
So you went like quarter midget straight to...
Quarter midget straight to midget, yeah, it was a big jump. It was daunting, to be honest.
So what age do you stop racing quarter midget at?
16.
Oh, right, so you can run them all the way up to 16?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's such a weird thing, like, coming from SA, like, we don't have them over there, but they're, like, huge over here in Victoria.
Yeah.
And it seems like to be such a great thing as well.
It's a good learning curve, I guess, but when you go from quarter midget to midget, it's a big jump. It was for me. And, Zoe got to do the 500s, which was another stepping stone that I wish I got to do. Because you see how well some kids have gone from 500s to midgets or wingless and stuff. So I wish I got that step, but quarter midgets was a big jump, and there's really not a lot I can take out of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not really any racecraft sort of stuff here.
Sort of just learn to be smart here and there. You sort of just, the cars are stuck to the track with no power, so you just hammer down and wait for a mistake, and you just learn to be smart and be patient, which is, I've been able to take that into the midgets. So
how old were you when you first got into midgets? 16?
Yeah, 16, I think that was my rookie year. Yeah, or 17, I can't remember, but yeah, I was young.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crazy jump in some regard, but then it sort of makes sense to some as well.
It's normal in America, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the kids,
yeah.
But...
have you seen the quarter midget nationals there?
The pavement?
Yeah, the pavement.
Yeah, I've watched a bit of it.
Oh, man, there's like literally thousands of cars there. It's crazy. Like, yeah, everything's such a different sort of category over there. So
I couldn't race them on pavement. It'd be too boring for me.
Yeah. Anything. Well, I like sprint cars and midgets on pavement, and that's where I sort of cut the line.
And crown cars.
Yeah. I love like frothing silver crown cars.
I love them.
Yeah. So, how many seasons you been in the midget now?
I want to say 5, but I really haven't done 5 seasons. I've had, I think I've done 2 seasons of 3 races, so very sort of under-experienced. I think maybe done 30 shows my whole time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And we pretty much lost a year there as well.
Yeah, lost a year there.
Yeah.
So, still learning and still going along for the journey.
Yeah. So, how much sort of like help does your old man give you? Is he sort of like is he throwing you in the deep end, or is he like letting you figure stuff out for yourself, or?
It's sort of a bit of both. Running the 2 cars is hard, and and I learned a heap off him before I started racing, just being with him and learning. So he was sort of confident to let me go and do my own thing, and he pretty much just let it be up to me on race night, do my own thing, and he would give me pointers and stuff. But obviously travelling together, we had the 2-car trailer last season, which was a bit easier, and we sort of lost a few crew guys, but it was pretty much up to me to do my own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. You can't sort of, I don't know, learning on your own is probably the best way to go about anyway, really.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like, I feel like he knows that I'm a switched-on dude, and I was able to make the decisions to, do what I had to do on track, and we're just looking forward to this next season where he can work with me a bit better and get better results. So
how hands-on with the car are you yourself?
Very. I pretty much had to do it all. Had a few crew guys here and there, but it was stressful at times, because knowing that if I sucked on track, it was my fault. So, but he always helped. He gave me pointers and stuff, and but yeah, it was pretty much all up to me. Yeah.
So even in the shed at home, it's like you're predominantly in the car yourself as well?
Yeah, and his car as well. He might work late or I might work late. We sort of just help each other out, and that's how we go racing. You help me, I help you, and if it was every man for himself, we'd be nowhere, sort of thing. So yeah, we just helped each other, and it all worked out pretty much.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to next season?
Yeah, we're trying to put a new car together, so hopefully be that next step, next level ahead to try and win races. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the car you're building?
We're building a Spike, and the power plan is undecided at the moment. We're still trying to sell off a heap of stuff and find the funds to put a new motor together. But at this stage, it's we're open to anything right now. If we have to run the Chev that we've got, then that's fine. We know that's a good motor and it can run up the front. So we're just going to put a new roller together, and if we can get a new motor, that'd be grouse. But we're happy with what we've got.
Yeah. So are you looking forward to the Pro Speed Car Week coming up?
Yes. Yeah, that's number one on my list. So if we're building a car and we're late to the new year, then that's fine. We just want to be there for January.
Yeah. So you haven't got a schedule sort of set out yet?
Not really. Like, if we can hit the big shows, like you got the Vic there and the Beasley. We want to travel with Murray Bridge and possibly Eastern Creek and Toowoomba, but nothing locked in now. So
yeah, you heading over to the west? It's a big trek.
Yeah, not sure. We'd like to, but it is a big trek.
Yeah, a lot of time off work too. Like,
yeah. When is that? The dates?
Yep.
Yeah, thought so.
I think it's March. I think end of March maybe.
Yeah, you got to pretty much take 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know if there's a show the week before. I know there's a show on the Wednesday night, like a full show.
Yeah, someone said that for some money.
Yeah,
should be good.
And then obviously straight into the Aussie. So yeah.
We done it a few years ago with Dad, and that was good fun. We raced a week before at Manjimup, state title, then the national title, which was really good. So we'd love to do it again because they put on a good show over there.
Yeah. So coming from Echuca, you're not a stranger to travel regardless, though, are you? Really?
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
2 hours here, 3 hours there. So yeah, we got a few tracks close, but we don't race there, so it's normal to travel 3 hours to Avalon. That's our home track, pretty much.
Yeah, right. I thought it was more than that.
It's pretty much 3 to Avalon, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's not too bad. 4. So what's it across to, like, Murray Bridge or something like that?
Murray Bridge is decent. It's like 6.5.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Warrnambool's 4, Simpson's 4, so it's a bit everywhere we go.
So Mount Gambier like... So Mount Gambier would be like 6 or something as well then? 5?
5.5, 6.
5, yeah, right.
5, I don't know, yeah.
That's weird to think that Murray Bridge is the same. So
it's been a while since we've done Echuca to Murray Bridge. It's always like from Warrnambool. we'll base ourselves in Warrnambool for the Speed Week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It makes the most sense with the accommodation and all that sort of
we
stuff
got
there too.
friends we could stay at, and it's just sort of a bit of a home base to work from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good week. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, looking forward.
It's a little bit hard because like the promoter's standing in the corner here, but
And my old man promoting it, but they're doing a good job, and now I've heard there's plenty of interest, so I'm really looking forward to that.
yeah, it should be good. The one that, not that it was Pro Speed Car Week, but the 3-nighter start of the year was great fun.
That was good, and it's been good for the last 4 or 5 years. It is, and I did last year, or 2 seasons ago, and then last season, and it was a lot of fun. Hard work with 2 cars, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's you're definitely buggered by the end of the 3 nights.
Oh, it's so hard to travel home after that.
Yeah, that'd be a good little rest for you, sort of thing.
Yeah, we're looking forward more to just doing it with 1 car.
Yeah,
It's so hard with 2 cars, but
so what? Your old man's not racing next season?
nah, not a family car at least. We're just going to run 1 car, and
Is this public knowledge, or are you breaking it here?
I'm sure it's public knowledge, but he's always open to opportunities, you know. And deep down he knows he can still win races, so, and I'm sure everyone else knows it, so if the opportunity ever arises, I'm sure he'll take it.
Yeah, it's not like I'm sure he'd be one of the well, if people know about it, I'm sure he'd be one of the first phone calls people would be making if they're looking for a steerer.
Yeah, well, seasons gone by, he's sort of been offered here and there, but it just hasn't worked out, you know, to go to Perth or Queensland. It just hasn't worked out, so hopefully it becomes more appealing to people knowing that he's not driving one of our cars, so yeah.
You don't want to swap roles there, or yeah,
No.
There's not as much of it with like speed cars in Australia, is there? Like just guys who just own a car and like hire a steerer sort of thing.
Troy's like the only guy, isn't he? And maybe a guy or 2 in Perth and Queensland that do it, but
yeah, it's probably only like 4 or 5 of them total. Like,
yeah, they're really high, good guys, week in, week out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever, like, you know, obviously I'm sure you want to, but sort of how serious have you thought about like going to America for a steer or anything like that?
I'll think about it. I'd like to establish myself out here first, and
Yeah.
but it would be awesome to steer out there and really. I mean, you watch it on TV and it's like, holy shit, these guys are nuts, and you know, just to get over there and crew for a team for a week or midget week, and really get familiar with how things work, and then, you know, work yourself into the driver's seat would be pretty cool. So step 1 for me would be get working for a team, sort of like Toddy Hobson's done, and he's done it really well to where now he's getting phone calls to go drive cars. So
Yeah.
I'd love that, but also like to establish myself out here first.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely seems to be the way to go. Like, you know, even guys like Matt Eagle and stuff like that, they were saying that they went over and just crewed for like, you know, a season or 2, or like they went over for consecutive seasons and crewed, and then, you know, start making contacts and sort of getting your face recognised and stuff. And yeah, it must be so much easier to do that now today with like social media and stuff like that, compared to like back in the day of like trying to make phone calls and ring landlines and, you know, stuff like that. Like trying to chase up stuff is like, yeah, it must be a hell of a lot easier these days.
And there's the car owners over there, isn't there, that will just hire anyone, and anyone just that wants to drive, and if you got your gear, then, and if they know that you can drive, then they'll put you in the car. So something we need more of out here, I think.
Yeah. So it's a serious consideration to get that done at some point?
Yeah, definitely would be a bucket list thing, and even New Zealand is an option. That would be cool to do international races over there. So been over there with Dad, and that was one hell of an experience. But I think being there, driving and getting the race with those guys would be pretty special. Yeah,
especially like they're top tier over there, aren't they?
They're top tier. They're as good as the Yanks. You know, you got 4 or 5 guys plus the Yanks. So, like Dad was good. He ran up the front, but just shit luck. You need to be pretty switched on over there. So, even at F2, TQ, I'll get me button anything over there.
Yeah. The other TQs are huge over there, eh?
Yeah,
That's
they're
crazy.
wild.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, it seems to be such a good, like, class, stepping stone, whatever you want to, like, call it, into midgets there. Like,
The TQ, FQ, F2 midget deal is pretty cool. It's just such an easy stepping stone. Way out here, you got quarter midgets, and then sort of there's not really a non-wing micro scene that you can't step into. So yeah, they've got it figured out over there. It's perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think Lake Liddell or
like the Dale.
yeah, how do you say it? The speedboat. They seem to be doing pretty well with the non-wing micro stuff up there.
Yeah,
Seems to be taking off.
it's in an odd location. I don't know. It's so far from here.
I mean, well, there's nothing left that's metro racing wise anyway.
Yeah.
Is there? Like, doesn't matter where you are in the country. Like, it's not like Eastern Creek's metro. That's probably about as close as you're gonna get to a metro track now.
I know some guys trying to get non-wing going down Warrnambool, and there's Simpson, there's Portland, Lang. You build a bit of a non-wing thing down there on those small tracks, and you can race so many times a year. So hopefully that can get going, and it'd be good to get non-wings out here. You look at the racing over there, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think non-wings at Portland would be sick.
Yeah, and midgets.
Yeah, well,
I'm yet to be there.
Yeah. So obviously you haven't raced there at all.
I've never even been there.
Oh, you've never been there.
I've watched the midget footage from years ago, but I've heard they've changed the track and done stuff, and yeah, Troy saying being there and stuff. So it sounds cool, and it should be a good midget track by the sound of it.
Yeah, I'm not like 100% sure as to how they like reshaped the track, but I know that they've like reshaped it there. It's a lot more banking in it than it used to and stuff like that. So
I did hear that.
Yeah, I remember when I walked in there, even though I lived down the road from it, and I walked in there for the first time with Troy, and I'd seen it. I was like, oh, this is why the 500's like coming in.
Yeah,
like it's a cool little place. It'd be great to see that get on the map a lot more, especially being between Mount Gambier and Warrnambool.
Yeah.
Like,
you can really link it up with the Speed Week thing, like what we're doing, so...
Yeah.
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 How big is it? Do you know, on the pole? Like Avalon size? Or?
I want to say it's 360, I think.
It's a bit under Avalon.
Yeah, I could be wrong there. It might be smaller, or it might be bigger.
I've seen a few good 500 races there. So, as long as it gets wide, then the midgets will put on a show.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Bordertown.
Yeah.
I think midgets there will be intense.
Yeah, you're watching about I-55 over there, and as long as it's wide, then they'll put on a show. So I'm keen for that to get going, and hopefully we can get a few runs there.
Yeah. How did you go? So would Eastern Creek be like one of the bigger tracks that you've run then?
Yeah, probably the biggest. Yeah, I've never been to Perth. Yeah, easily the biggest track I've been to. Yeah.
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 And probably not the greatest run that you had. Have you been there in your own car though?
Yeah.
Oh, you have been there in your
car? I raced there, and that was my first race just last season in November. Oh, that was a good night. I won a heat and started on the pole and led a heap of laps, and unfortunately got tangled with a lap car, so didn't end the way I wanted it to, but it was also a good first night out. And then obviously the deal in Feb was no good.
That's just like part of racing though.
Yeah,
it
happens.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. I mean, we've seen today like Cole Larson ended up on his lid. Someone that everyone's saying is going to win the million.
Yeah,
it's like,
he's the best in the world.
Just, I don't know. It's just all part of racing, isn't it? Like, doesn't really matter the class, the category, or whatever it is. Like the format and such. Like,
you just have those nights. And,
it's just like, learning lessons. I didn't actually think you had that big a dump there.
Yeah, we were talking about this before, obviously, but have you seen the footage from the infield?
No, I was standing outside the fence though. So that's why I'm a bit like, yeah.
No, it hurt, but I think the inside footage from Mum made it look a bit bad. I was showing someone else the other day, and they were like, "Fuck, like that was massive." But yeah, it cussed me for a bit, and pretty sore legs, not being fitted to the car I was in. Struggled walking around that night, a few days after, but yeah, obviously it didn't feel good. I was pretty dizzy after it.
Is that the biggest one you've had?
Yeah. the first big like flip I've had. I've been concussed before, but I never actually flipped. So that was the first big one.
How'd you get concussed and not flip?
That's a funny one. I was at the title at Warrnambool in 2020, the one that Macedo won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on night 2. I hit Harley Smee. He was crashing down the track and just got me in the cage and concussed me. Bent on me cage in and broke me seat. And off to the hospital I was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was an awkward one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought you'd genuinely, well, I suppose unless something like that, you would have had to go on up and over for it to happen, but yeah.
That was funny, like, the one at Sydney, I didn't have to go to hospital, had red eye, just a bit dazed, but I could walk, I could talk, so I was fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all that sort of stuff's starting to change a bit though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can cuss now and you're off for a week or something.
Yeah. It's probably not a bad thing. Like, have you ever heard Dale Jr. talk about his CTE from crashing a NASCAR?
No.
He's he's flipped NASCARs like that many times that he's got CTE. Like, legitimately has got CTE from it. And I was like, I just thought it was like NFL players and stuff like that that get it, and boxers and stuff, but it's like, I suppose when you flip an NASCAR at 200 miles an hour, it's gonna happen. He said he blanked out and he basically come through in a diner one night. One morning. They go to a diner like after every race meeting, and he just basically came through in the diner and didn't know where he was at. So,
I've heard that, yeah.
So it's like, it's not a I suppose all that sort of stuff changing's not a bad thing. So you pretty honest and, like, I suppose open with yourself as to like where your racing's at.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
So like, like some guys probably have like tickets on themselves a bit too much, but you still know that you're in your early days of your racing.
Yeah.
Like,
I've had tickets on myself sometimes, but
you have to a degree.
Yeah,
there's guys that have just got a bunch way too much.
Racing, you need to have confidence, and sometimes you got to be a bit arrogant. And I'm pretty honest about that. I know where I'm at, and I know what I've got to do to move forward.
Yeah. What's the actual like ultimate goal for your like career?
Win a national title.
Yeah.
Win a national title and race overseas, and win races. Probably win a Vic title more than anything, because both my pops won it, my old man's won 3. That would be just cool to put my name on one of them, just with them. So, like, unfortunately, my pop and dad have never won the national title, so I'd be standing alone on that. But a Vic title would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Have both pops won Vic titles?
Yeah. Dad's won 2, and Wayne's won 1. Yep.
So that is, he's a pretty cool item.
Yep. Dad's won 3.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Yeah.
When did he win his first one?
2011.
Yeah, right.
At Bang.
Oh, so you're on it.
I'm on it.
You're on it.
I'm like Andy. I'm like Rayman. Sort of, but not as good.
Yeah. You've obviously grown up deep in it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty deep with Dad under his wing. So.
Do you feel pressure coming from that, or?
Nah, I did early days, but I don't know what changed, but sort of going through it as the years have gone by, it's sort of eased off. The more I've become developed, I've sort of eased off myself, and he's not hard on me. He doesn't put pressure on me. It's just go out and do what you can do, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've probably got like, you don't necessarily like race the same sort of thing either, though. It's not like you're a mirror image of like racing like him, where that's sort of the pressure there, I suppose.
Yeah, he can already see that when he's on the outside watching, that we're a bit different, sort of how we go about things, and we're both very calm and collected at times. For me, sometimes I can be a bit of a hothead, but yeah, we're somewhat the same. But he knows us working together this season that we can really be strong if we put all the right pieces of the puzzle together. Yeah.
You seem very keen, as you would be for the next season coming up.
I can't shut up about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's fair enough too.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously, how's the sponsor world going? It's
The what?
the sponsor world
Which sponsor world?
with sponsors like
Sponsors have been really good to Dad for the last 10 years and sort of grown into helping me when I started going and got me going in my own family car for a bit. Sort of sponsors helped and sponsors are hard to get when you live where we live in Echuca, 2 hours away from Melbourne, and we don't race anywhere up near there, so we'll be working pretty big on it this season to try get some money in, because obviously putting a new car together is going to take up a lot of the financial bills. So, sponsors are, as you know, they're big. You need good ones and loyal ones to keep you on the road.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing to get for Speedway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you've got like sponsorship proposals and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you flat out sending them off to everything you can.
We're doing a new one this year, and I'm sure once it's ready, Dad and I will be talking to all of our contacts and new people, trying to get people to come aboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a from like everyone that I've spoken to, it's I don't know, like Tyson Martin said it like perfectly when like, why would someone want to sponsor your car if they put that money into a social media like post? It would just reach like, you know, hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
It's like, it's such a different realm now. You're relying on like contacts or like friends of family.
You need to know someone who's got a business or know someone,
or just be a millionaire. It's like, it's pretty
grow some lettuce or something.
pretty much the easiest way of doing it. It's like it's a struggle.
Yeah, social media's had a big influence on that, hasn't it? Last few years, and like you said, just why would they sponsor you when you can put money elsewhere? And I was going to say something else, but I forgot.
Yeah. Like there's not a lot of corporate sponsors in Speedway. Full stop, really, is there?
Yeah.
Like if they are, they're kind of like minor sponsors as such.
Like I'm not, like I was saying, not established yet. You know, I'm not winning races, so it's a bit harder to grow that relationship and get people to come aboard. Where having my old man might help. You know, he's got contacts and previous sponsors and stuff. So we'll do anything we can to get some sponsors.
You get it on the phone and just
it's
ring
dial.
Yeah. That's like the old knocking on the door things. Not really way of going about it anymore.
I've been knocking on doors last few seasons, and it's hard. You try and talk to people, and they're like, they don't really understand the whole Speedway thing. So you need to talk to Speedway people first. Yeah,
and that's like sort of a closed group in itself, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
So who runs all your social media? I'm guessing your mum.
Mum, yeah. I do a bit of it. Like I run my own.
Yeah.
And then like Mum will run the team. So I'm going to start doing a bit on the team stuff this year. Obviously, I'll be a bit more free to do that, Hopefully Dad can just take care of the car and race nights, and I can get in there and post stuff and do interviews and stuff. So it's a bit hard when Dad and I are both just flat out doing our own thing, and Mum was doing stuff for Team 10 and press release or, up results and stuff. So hopefully I can step in and help her out a bit this season. Yeah.
Because you guys are I think you're one of the, I don't want to put a number on it, but you're definitely in the top tier of your social media, just in Speedway in general. I think you guys are all over it.
Yeah, Mum loves it. She loves doing it, even though sometimes she says she hates it. But she looks after us, tells me what hat to wear, what shirt to wear.
Yeah,
look after the sponsors. So yeah, a lot of people.
It's just stuff that you got to do, though. Eh?
Yeah.
It really is.
Sometimes she tries to just put cameras in my face, and I'm just trying to work on the car. I'm F off, and it's been a few fights, but it's big, isn't it? If we can, get the content out that people don't see, then you sort of stand out from the rest. Yeah,
for me, that's why I think Timez does so well. He's showing people the stuff that they don't see, or even for people like us, we know that it goes on, but we're seeing it as well.
It's pretty raw when you see it from his point of view.
Yeah. And I don't want to say that it's not not hard. Like, because I definitely know that the editing stage of stuff's like an absolute ball ache, but it's sort of not really hard to just pick up the camera and, you know, film a couple of seconds or something like that, and, you know.
Yeah.
Even AI can edit all your stuff for you now. Like
AI, what's that?
Toddy Hobson's another like great one with it.
Oh, he's great. I love his stuff.
Yeah. You know, it's like pretty raw and rugged, but it's like,
that's how it is.
Exactly, yeah. So, you looking at going down that road with it, or?
I don't know. I don't have that confidence level yet. But it would be cool to do something like that. And, you know, Teammates, for example, he's got the guys that look after his car and stuff, so he's able to do all that, which I don't really have yet, but someday I'd like to do some sort of social media, something like that, with more GoPro footage and more behind the scenes sort of footage. Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Camel TV.
Yeah. Hey, you better you better go home and like get all those like social media accounts locked away or something before someone steals them. Yeah. Yeah,
it'd be good.
Yeah.
I've got GoPro stuff like on my personal page, and you know, there's some ones at Simpson, and the views and likes are pretty crazy. So like if you do more of them, it's just gonna grow and grow.
Yeah. I mean, like, look at like Teammates, he's got like adverts on his stuff now too, which is like, if you said that to me like, you know, 3-4 years ago that someone was going to be able to do that with their Speedway social media, you'd be like, yeah, sure, mate.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, whatever. And like now it's sort of happening, and there's a few more guys that are doing it and stuff like that too. Like, you know, you got David Gravel, he's pretty consistent with his and stuff.
Today
like,
at the Million, like every car had GoPros on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, depending on sort of what road you want to go down to, there's even like online producers. So you just send them like all your files and they'll make you the YouTube video. Like, you know, you can sort of select a tier from like $20 to $100 as to what sort of level of production you want. So it's sort of, I don't know, in some regard, it's not sort of hard either.
Just paying for it.
It's just, the editing is like time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
I don't know how Teammates can do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's on the road all the time. Yeah.
I don't know. You just got to do it, I suppose.
Yeah. He doesn't sleep.
It's just become a job now. So it's like, you know, the fans want it, and
Yeah. He's probably close to maybe getting paid from YouTube now with the views he's getting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I could say that with confidence. Yeah, I think you should. I think just for Speedway in Australia in general, I think just do it.
Yeah.
That's what I got told with this. So I just went out and bought the gear and done it. So why not?
It's a good idea. That's for sure.
I'm gonna smash you about getting it done.
Rightio. I'll make it happen.
Yeah, I think you should. I think that'd be super interesting. And then, like, you know, sort of like even with this for me, you just sort of hope someone sees it who wasn't into it and they end up
Like
becoming
a fan.
Yeah. Because I think the thing with me for like Speedway is like you're always going to get those diehards coming to the track, but you know, promoters in the gate are always guaranteed that money. We need the person who's like, oh, what's this?
Need the new people.
Yeah, that's more money for the sport.
Yeah.
It's just you know, it's guaranteed that my money's going to the classic every year or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's not, you know, that sort of stuff. You need those more just those regular punters that rock up. You know,
But they want to know what you're doing and get interested.
Like that's what Caleb Curry was saying about Auckland. There's just a lot of like casual Speedway fans go there, which
like at the Springs. It might be Look at the location it's at. Sort of. You been there?
No.
Yeah, it's sort of pretty central. So anyone can just walk up on the street and go there.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like we don't have anything that's metro now that Archerfield's gone, which I don't even think I've never been there, so I don't think that was really metro per se. But,
I wouldn't call it. Nah, it's a bit out.
But it's like, you know, Speedway City, that's gone. That was probably
Murray Bridge. Murray Bridge is not. Yeah.
It's not like that's not really attached to a major city per se, sort of thing. Like, you know, like because I even know, like, coming from Adelaide, like if sprint cars were on at Speedway City one night and Murray Bridge the next night, it wasn't the same bunch of crowd the same 2 nights. There was like Speedway City crowd.
No one would travel.
No, because it was just like sort of it's an hour up the freeway, which I know is not a lot of time,
not a lot,
but it's I know for you, it's everything's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Going to the shops is 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of, we sort of just need those, like, casual fans to come in. That's where the money's going to be made, sort of thing. Right. So,
Perth.
don't know. I've never been there either, so I don't really know if that's...
I've been there, but, like, I don't really remember. It's sort of just out of the city.
Isn't it out in the, like, industrial boondocks?
Not really boondocks. It's a nice area.
Yeah, right. With the power station behind it.
I'm trying to get a signal off Andy here.
Yes.
It's out of town.
It's out of town.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
A little bit. It's a good place, though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm hoping I'll get over the Australian title this year.
Work for Troy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to fucking edit that part out. Cheers for that.
You got work for us then?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm going to start sort of doing some more media stuff, so we'll see what happens. And, it's, I don't know, going to get a little bit hard when tracks are, they're to a streaming service and all that sort of stuff. So
A bit strict on stuff.
Working through all that and see what happens. So, but yeah, I think regardless, I'll probably head over.
So, are you going to do post-race interviews?
Wow.
I had to ask.
Yes. Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah.
If I don't see Camel TV in the next fortnight,
I've done myself in it.
Yeah. If it's not in the next fortnight, I'm going to pinch the name and that's what I'll do.
Post-race interviews, Camel TV.
Yeah. Now you've got throwing me into it like that.
Shit.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the plan. So we'll see what happens from there. But, I mean, yeah, regardless of that, I'm hoping to get across. I've never been to Perth. I've been there for, like, work to the airport and then in and out again. I've never left the airport there. So, yeah. So I'm hoping to see it. It's I watch a lot of streaming from there and I'm keen to see it in person. Like, see actually how fast it is. Like, is it hard to, like, you obviously would have seen a lot of streaming from there before you went over?
A little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I almost fell in the bank there at first. No, it's fast. But I know, like Dad said, it's always slow when you're in the car, sort of thing, because it's so big. I don't know. Same as the creek. But definitely get over there. It's the best venue, hands down, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to, I mean, just little things I've seen there, and they have, like, turnstiles to get in and stuff like that. I don't know, just stuff like that, just like, I mean, like, man, that's what they should be doing. Like, yeah. It's definitely a, I don't know, I've never been to a track in America, so I'm assuming it's almost a world-class speedway.
Yeah. Even the Wednesday night deals are good. Go practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
I don't, like, I'm not a track operator or anything like that. I don't understand how that's such a hard thing to do and put on, and I don't know, like they seem to be doing a lot of things over there that just make a lot of sense.
It doesn't happen on the East Coast. Yeah,
like the pits are open.
Yeah,
like
it's so good.
Yeah, it's like there's so many people have said to me that, like, it makes sense. The kids come in and the crowd go down the pits after a heat or something like that. There's a break in it and everyone just go cruise around the pits and
gets autographs and
drivers sell a bit more merch. Like, it's just, all that sort of stuff makes
perfect sense.
But I'm not a promoter, so I can't. But it's like someone's doing it, so it's like, sort of. I don't know. They are in a different world over there too, so maybe that's why they can get away with it. Yeah. It's like, no one's going over to police it per se or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I'm definitely keen to get over there and see it. So, yeah. So, Eastern Creek, you're like wide open there, the whole way around?
The first time I was there, it was lift on entry, just breathe it and then back on it. It got a bit, it's slicking off a bit in the feature and you had to sort of pedal it a bit. And then in February, state title, it was pretty hammer down. I don't think I lifted until I crashed. Yeah. And then the week after it, the national title, it was slicking off a bit and obviously you would have had to lift a bit. But it's just one of those tracks where you just, you're motoring. There's a lot of throttle time, so you wear out your tyres pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that kind of a joint looking from the outside.
No, you're right. But the whole shape of it, sort of, the straightaways, the way they are, you're out, then you're in the corner. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you obviously wouldn't have learnt much like throttle control in a quarter midget or anything like that, would you? Like,
I don't
obviously
know.
to a degree, but not nothing like you
yeah.
would have now or you've had to learn.
No, because the slick tracks at the quarter midget, you're still pedaling. You're still pretty wide open almost. Like if it's really marbly, then you got to pedal it. But yeah, the midget having that sort of snappiness to it in the slick, there was a whole lot that I had to learn there.
Yeah, because do you do iRacing or anything like that, or?
Not as much as I used to. I don't
Yeah.
really touch it anymore, but when I did do it, it was good for you. It's good for your concentration and being sharp for 30 laps at a time. That's sort of what it taught me, to be smart and put 30 laps together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you actually did take something from it.
Yeah.
Like it's that real sort of thing, or?
Yeah. The handling wise, probably not as much, but the COVID year, like 2020, I spent a bunch of time on it, and then the first race the following season, I was straight up on the wall at Warrnambool. Like, I just felt so comfortable, and I was able to take a lot from it then. And I don't do a lot now. It's sort of just time thing.
It is time consuming.
Time and just work.
It sounds crazy to say it, because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a game and I'll get shot for that, but it is essentially but to be good on it, it takes a stupid amount of time.
Yeah.
Like
I can't do it anymore. But they've changed stuff and how they handle now. But it was good for a period of time for me there, especially when there wasn't a lot of racing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you have a decent setup on it, or did you just have I just had a steering wheel bolted to the desk sort of deal?
Yeah, I just had a wheel and pedals bolted to the desk and just a wheelie chair.
Yeah.
And I still beat guys that had sims and shit. So.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's actually it's pretty interesting to know from a guy who legitimately races up there.
Yeah.
It is somewhat to that level that you could take something from it.
Yeah. I wouldn't take how you would set up the car in there to real life, but yeah, you can definitely sit on there for an hour or two and dial yourself in and get focused and try not to hit the wall for 30 laps. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
I think. Because I've heard, obviously heard so many mixed sort of things about it, and then it's I don't know, the stuff that I see of I'm sure the same sort of bunch of guys that race at Millbridge and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids just hammer iRacing.
Yeah.
And then
the thing with iRacing, you don't have the seat of the pants feeling.
Yeah.
So when they get in those real cars, it's like, I can't feel it. I'm just going to go wide open, and then they get familiar with it, sort of thing. That's what I think. So yeah, it helps them in a way where you can just not feel anything, but you're being consistent. And then you get in a real car and you go do the same thing. So yeah, I think it's a big advantage if you can really nail it.
If you can put the time into it.
Yeah.
You've got to...
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that the guys that are good on it are sort of 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's that's a working week. Which is
crazy.
I don't have that kind of spare time.
I spent a lot of late nights on it back in the day.
And then, go on and get smoked.
Yeah.
Because you're not on there 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's, I've packed it up.
Yeah.
I just had to, doing this.
I reckon I remember seeing you on there.
I don't have the time.
Years ago.
Yeah. Probably me and maybe someone from Sydney with a mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I met him.
That's how I met him. Yeah. He took me out.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. And then started chat. Yeah. He would have been using his brothers back then, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I met him as well.
I met a lot of people in iRacing back.
I'm not going to mention him by name because he'll love it, so stuff him.
Yeah, I met a lot of people there that I'm sort of really good friends with today, and that race real cars, and it's crazy how iRacing sort of took off.
Yeah, there's actually a little posse on there that you used to see every now and then. It's there's like legitimate like guys, speedway guys are like on there, like
Yeah.
you know, it's sort of maybe every night, every second night, or you know, I think there's like a Wednesday session that there's like you'd see it, and it's just like everyone that is who's who in like sort of speedways like in that session.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
There's a lot of I don't reckon real life racers spend the time on it now that they used to, but there is a lot of guys that are involved in racing that they do it for fun and get that experience. And there's a few sessions that go on Sunday nights and Wednesdays that put on good shows, and you're sure you've seen the ones on Facebook that are broadcasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't actually Speedway Australia have legitimate street stock title on it, the Cody year?
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff.
I think
Sprint cars and
that was a legitimate Australian title, I'm pretty sure. Like it's actual.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, not legitimate, but like, I'm pretty sure that
they just called it that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I could be wrong there, but I thought it was like that was classified as an actual.
You couldn't have had what, and they had all real races?
Yeah, when they did the straight stock one.
I did a one last year or a few years ago. The Victoria 500 Club put one up.
Yeah.
And we got a few midget guys in there. Zoe was there, and all 500 kids just crashing at each other. And I'm pretty sure I swore at a kid, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, it does get to be a little bit hectic.
We can get to you.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing with it. Was like I've spent so much money to come here and the subscription to use it, and then it's like you're going to treat it like an arcade. It's like,
just drive into me next time.
That's just it's stuff that's not going to happen in real life. Yeah, kind of thing. So it's like I don't know.
Sort of got out of hand for a bit.
It's not stuff that you will see on track necessarily. Like, yeah. Have you had any like? Obviously, you would have first when you got into the speaker, like any moments where you're like, "Holy shit!" Like someone throw a slider on you or anything like that, and you're like, "Oh man!"
In real life,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like that every lap in a midget. But I remember 2021, I did 3 or 4 shows, and we went to Goulburn. I was in Dad's car. I picked up my first heat race, and like Michael Stewart was trying to pass me, and I held him off in the last lap, and I was just like, holy shit, like I just beat Michael Stewart, and I drove around him to win the heat sort of thing. Like he put it under me, and that was like a bit of a wow moment because I did something that I thought I couldn't do. So yeah, that was pretty cool, being my first heat win like that. Yeah,
but no, like you didn't have any scary moments starting or anything like that. You're pretty comfortable. You're obviously like a born racer, essentially.
I don't know, I guess. But what do you mean, like, sort of explain a bit?
So, like, like
a holy shit moment?
Yeah, like, any moments where, like, you're fucking...
Like, gonna crash?
Gonna crash into the wall at 100 miles an hour or anything like that? Like, you're pretty settled straight from the get-go?
I've never, rode a wheel or anything, or... I've biked up a heap of times and, landed it. That's been like, holy shit, like I'm going to crash this thing again, and then just land it. Like at Archerfield I did it, Simpson I did it in April, and but I've never gotten to the wall pretty bad and almost tipped. So I'm generally keep the car on all fours. Yeah. Sometimes.
So what, you don't think that you're a natural born racer?
Oh, no, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think I am. I hope so.
I'd definitely say that you are. It's definitely...
Yeah, when I first got my butt into a really good car, I think I've shown that I can drive a car. So, I think everybody saw that. I spent the first few years of my career in a bit of under equipment sort of stuff, and then once I had that gear under me, I was able to really show some people what I could do.
Yeah. It's probably not a bad thing starting out in some sort of lower gear as such.
You see guys come out with pop and stuff and they just tear up. So I'd probably rather start the way I did, sort of ease into it a bit.
Yeah, it makes sense. So
yeah.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
It's a good chat.
We'll be watching next season and see how you go.
Yeah, hopefully some post-race interviews.
Yeah, we'll see you around.
Thanks.
All right, man. Thanks.